Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Danielle, and today we are discussing the air element. Okay, so air rules over all things spirit, breath, your voice, communication, speech, eloquence, information, intellect, the mental realms, networking, and like I said, basically the mental realm. It is associated with the spades suit in a deck of playing cards, or the swords suit in tarot. It also corresponds to the fool, the kings, and yeah, the fool and the kings in tarot as well. Air signs in zodiac are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Air rules over the springtime. It rules the dawn, that first light of dawn, and it also rules the vernal equinox. You can use the color yellow to represent air, or whatever color, honestly, that resonates with you, because you could probably find every color in the rainbow that's associated with air if you go to different cultures. So that's a personal thing for you. Air rules over the lungs. It rules over the sense of smell. It rules the infant stage of life, whereas earth represents that old age and wisdom stage. Air corresponds to that newness and infant stage of life. Um, Air represents the gaseous state of matter. It is masculine in nature, or it is considered hermaphrodite in nature, like I was touching on in the earth video of how birds um, are kind of like go-betweens between the physical and the spiritual realm, because they both fly and they can land and touch ground. And so you can definitely see that represented in air, because it can be either hermaphrodite in nature, or for whatever purposes you choose, or it could just be straight up masculine in nature. It's associated with the optimistic personality. And how many unhappy airheads do you know? So it's also called from the east. So again, if you want to represent the element of air on your altar, find out what east is on your altar, and you could either just break it up and make your own orientation point, or you could get a compass and find out truly what is east, north, south, and west. It is considered warm and moist, so you can definitely use air in love to warm the hearts. But when I think of warm and moist, I think of how that's the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. So think about that. If you want something to be fertile, you could definitely use air for that reason. Okay, sorry about that. Animals that are associated with air are, of course, birds, particularly songbirds, remembering that air also rules over the voice. Eagles, hawks, any bird, really, in my opinion. It is also associated with sylphs. Sylph is an elemental spirit. So if you work with spirits like that, you could definitely work with a sylph. I'll make a video on that. My suggestions for working with spirits. I don't think it's a wise thing to just work with something that didn't call you to work with it, just jumping in like too heavy. I feel you should take your time, build a relationship. Like with a person, like you wouldn't just come up to some random person off the street because you like their swag and you love everything about them. Hey, can I borrow $5,000? So likewise, you should take your time in building a relationship with spirits before you start asking them for stuff. Tools that represent the air element: dagger, athame, wand, censer, as in the incense burner that like they swing, that's on a chain. Air minerals are mercury, holy stone, granite, salt rock, picture jasper, emerald, jade, halite, malachite, and hematite. That's definitely not an exhaustive list. Plants that are associated with air: almond, anise, I believe is pronounced Anise. So is star anise, citron pill. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. And I need to look this up. Whether it's acacia, I'm not sure. Acacia. Frankincense, myrrh, um, gum benzoin, gum arabic, bergamot, lemongrass, lemon verbena, mace, marjoram, peppermint, primrose, sage, vervain, violet, yarrow, pansy, parsley, and mastic. Of course, that's not an exhaustive list as well, but those are some things that you can work with to draw upon that air element in your magics. Incense that corresponds with air: galbanum, sandalwood, and mallow. Okay, so when would you want your spell to be slanted to the air element more? Public speaking. Um, if you feel fuzzy, if your memory isn't that good, if you're not the sharpest thinker or the swiftest deer in the forest, you would want to work with air more. If the particular body part you're trying to heal or something is the lungs, definitely working with the element of air. Yeah, intellect. If you need help strategizing with anything, um, creativity, you need ideas. This is when you would slant toward the air element more because you're trying to pull inspiration. You know, I think about the things that we say. You pull the idea out of thin air. Okay, so air rules over all of that. Communication. Um, so if in your relationship the issue was communication, and you're trying to reconcile things, you would definitely want to incorporate air for that reason. Um, something I was just thinking something and it slipped my mind, but yeah, that's what air is for: the intellect, um, mental capabilities. I would also say spirit communication as well, helping to develop your psychic abilities and divination abilities. This is why a lot of times you see people burning the incense. It represents spirit as well. So definitely any kind of spirit work, conjure work. If you're trying to develop a relationship with spirit, using air can definitely be helpful. So I don't want this video to get too long. So thank you all for watching and stay tuned, guys.